What's up, guys? Great to be back. Great to see you all yet again. I hope everybody is doing super well as usual, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys yet another cosplay story time this week. I actually meant to post this video last week, but since I got back from my last con, I've been very sick and I'm just recovering now, so that's why I'm in a different location. I'm sitting down because it's really hard for me to stand at the moment. So if you're wondering why I'm on my bed instead of standing up, that would be why. I really wanted to share this story with you guys like right after the con, then it would have been only like a few days after I'd come back from the con, and I feel like that would have been really neat, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Either way, I'm bringing it to you guys now. I've said in the past, I know that I don't like to bunch cosplay story times up next to each other, but that being said, this will be my third one in a row, but I feel like it's just too good not to share, and all of my friends actually, while this story was happening, all the events in this story were taking place, all my friends were like, this has to be the next story that you tell on your channel. So with all that being said, without further ado, let's get right on into it. This took place after my most recent convention, which was Anime Revolution 2017, and overall this con was definitely a mixed bag for multiple reasons. We definitely had some fun times, but there were also some not super fun times, and this story was one of those times. So this took place on the Thursday. For this year, all my friends and I, we decided to book hotel rooms just because that would be most convenient for everybody. On the Thursday, we arrive there with all our stuff, we check in, and then we go to badge pickup to get our badges, of course, for the weekend. And when we arrive back to the hotel, we learned that there's been a power outage, apparently because there was a fire near the hotel, not actually at the hotel, but like nearby the hotel, and that knocked all of the power out on that particular grid, if that makes sense. So while a bunch of the businesses that were around our hotel still had power, we were on a different grid from them, so we didn't have any power. This was a problem for multiple reasons, because of course the elevators weren't working, so we had to use the stairs, and we were on the 10th floor. So after your second or third time going up and down 10 flights of stairs, gets old after a little while. We didn't have any lights, which wasn't a big issue while there was still daylight out, but of course once it got to be nighttime, it was pitch black in both of our rooms. All the food that we had brought for that weekend was like microwavable food, so we weren't able to make any of those meals. Luckily, of course, there were still options. There were restaurants around our hotel and they had power, so we were able to get food. It just was more expensive than we had anticipated. Essentially, this turned into the camping trip that nobody asked for. That's basically what happened. So it wasn't a super optimal situation, but what we were most worried about was not having power for the next day when we were getting ready for the convention, because the front desk had told us that we would be getting the power back within 24 hours, which actually wasn't super optimal, obviously, because if the power came back on during the tail end of that, we wouldn't have any lights to put on our makeup, we wouldn't be able to use the elevators, which isn't super great when you're in cosplay. It's not really all that easy to go up and down 10 flights of stairs in cosplay. Most importantly, we wouldn't be able to charge our phones, and on this Thursday night, it was the end of the day, so all of our phones were very low on battery. We are now relying on them for light, so even then, we had to be very conservative about how much we use the torches on our phones. So it was just a lot of stress, essentially. But despite all that stress, we eventually get to kind of settle ourselves down as much as we possibly can. We all calm down and we go to bed. So it is just before midnight, and we had talked about this after the fact. Apparently we were all at the exact same stage before this happened. We were at that stage where you're just about to fall asleep. It's that nice area where you're just about to drift off. So we're lying there and we start hearing this very kind of soft dinging sound. And my first instinct is that this is somebody's phone. I'll just wait for the owner of that phone to silence it. And I'm lying there and the dinging just keeps going. So the dinging continues, but eventually it's followed by this automated voice that tells us that the hotel's fire alarm has been activated, that hotel staff has been notified, as well as fire officials, and that we need to stay calm and await further instructions. So everybody in our room, there's 4 of us in the room, we all just kind of look at each other, and we're really caught off guard by this because this is the last thing, obviously, that we expect to be happening. So we're not really sure what to do, and obviously the alarm is telling us to remain calm, but it's really hard to remain calm and just kind of sit there when there's a fire alarm going on. So our first thought is that this alarm is probably a false alarm, and it was triggered either because the power is about to come back on, or just the fact that the power had been out somehow made this alarm go off. Again, we're not totally sure. So we're sitting there, and one of our friends, Madeline, who is really reactive in these sorts of situations, like she's been in the middle of a tsunami evacuation, so she has definitely a better kind of grasp on these sorts of situations. So she tells everybody, let's just go downstairs and see what's happening. Let's just like take whatever is most valuable to you. So like your phone, your wallet, get your shoes on, get a jacket, and we're just gonna go downstairs. So if anything, we'll learn what triggered the alarm and if it's actually a false alarm. But in the event that there's actually a fire, we will be on the bottom floor rather than on the 10th floor. So we all agree this is a fantastic idea. So we quickly grab our phones and our wallets and we make our way downstairs. We're at a pretty rapid pace going down these stairs. We're pretty much the only people doing this. There are maybe like a few other people from different floors that we encounter while we're going down the stairs. So we're about halfway down these 10 flights of stairs, and then the dinging on the fire alarm gets louder and more rapid, and the voice tells us that there's a fire and that we need to evacuate the building. So our language gets a heck of a lot more colorful, and we just book it right down the stairs. Like we start going way faster to get to the main floor, and suddenly people are flooding in from all the different floors. So we make it to the lobby and we're heading for the door. By the door is the manager. He's in a suit and everything, and he stops us and he says, "Oh, no, don't worry. It's just a false alarm and we have to wait for the fire department to come and properly turn it off. Please help yourselves to some water." And on these tables in the lobby are like these Costco packets of bottled water, and so we're like, what the heck? So we're like, fine, we'll take some water. So we take some water and we stand in a corner of the lobby, and I do actually have some video footage of that, which I will show you guys. So it is just after midnight right now, and yep.
Good starts the con, eh? None of our friends are down here.
Yeah, we don't know where they are.
The room is next to ours, the fire doors automatically shut when the alarms went off. We couldn't get to them, so...
It's all really great right now. It smells smoky in here though. That's the thing. When we came down, it smelled smoky, so. We're sitting there, we still can't get a hold of our friends. We don't know where the other half of our party is. We're exhausted, we're very confused, and we're just like, this is just such a great start to our convention weekend. Eventually the fire department shows up and we decide to make our way out of the building so that they can do their necessary inspections, make sure that there wasn't actually a fire and that there were no potential fire hazards, and of course so that they can turn off the alarm. So now we're sitting outside. It is after midnight, it's cold, we're in our jammies, and we're all sitting in a little row. We finally found the rest of our party. We were super relieved. We met up with everybody and we were just kind of sitting on the side of the curb just being like, what just happened? Oh, the whole situation. We could kind of laugh about it then, we can definitely laugh about it now. It was just such a weird situation. So eventually we're told that we can go back into the building. Obviously we file back in, but my friend Eliana, or Tricky Chick Cosplay, did something very funny and something that gave me a whole lot of secondhand embarrassment, and I actually have video footage where we're talking about that. So I think that kind of can illustrate it way better than I can just telling you guys, so I'll show you guys right here. We just started filing back into the building because it looks like everything's been taken care of, and we're walking in and there's a firefighter by the entrance.
He was really tall and he was wearing a high-vis vest and he was an authority figure and it was what I needed.
Are you okay? And what did you ask him?
I didn't know how to get his attention.
What did you say? You started out saying, "Can we go to bed?" And then he didn't reply.
Mr. Fireman, can we go to bed?
Yeah.
I'd like you to direct your attention to my shirt, which says allergic to mornings. I have been awoken. Even though it is midnight, it counts as a morning.
Oh my gosh. And what did Mr. Fireman say?
He said, "You're good." And it was what I needed.
He was the most stern looking fireman I've ever seen. You just walked up, "Mr. Fireman, can we go to bed?"
I have to point out, I'm not a child, I'm 21.
Yeah. Tonight has been an adventure, you guys, but luckily everyone's safe.
See, it wasn't bad until the fire alarm went off. No power I could deal with. Like the fire alarm, you don't wake up.
So yeah, so that was hilarious. So we make our way back up to our hotel, and of course our adrenaline is pumping, so we can't actually go to sleep right away. So we just kind of discuss what's going on and just kind of make sense of the situation, I guess. And then our power comes back on and we have like this celebration in the hotel room.
I'm happy the power's on, there's tears in my eyes.
They literally stopped filming for 0.2 seconds and
We literally were like,
you hear the hum of the air conditioner and it's like the gods have descended upon this hotel.
it's gonna be air conditioning. We can do makeup in the
You
bath.
can eat ramen.
We can eat raw.
We can eat our food, we have AC, we won't...
Hey, your fridge, your
My
salad.
salad's gonna be okay.
Tonight has been
hotel Wi-Fi
a roller coaster of emotions, you guys. It has been a roller coaster.
All over the map.
So eventually it's like after 1 a.m. and we finally calm ourselves back down and go to sleep. Luckily we had power for the next day, but of course we had to wake up early to get our cosplays on and we were all just exhausted. And yeah, that's the time that we had to evacuate our hotel during a convention, or at least during our trip to a convention. We did end up getting 10% off our rooms because of that and the power outage. And again, it makes for a really great story. And I think if anything, it was also just like a bonding experience. We're all there on the side of the road at midnight out in our jammies, all cold and confused. Anyway, but yeah, while it was all happening, all my friends were like, you have to tell this on your channel. This has to be the next video you do on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like this is one of those stories that a lot of people will be like, oh, this has totally happened to me before, but I don't know if it has. Let me know, because I'd be really interested to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. Another thing that I want to mention, I didn't end up doing any vlogs for AR this year for multiple reasons. The camera that I usually use to vlog is broken, and also it wasn't actually that eventful of a con. So I don't actually have any AR vlogs, but I do have some things that I bought, and I know that I did get somebody on Tumblr asking me to do more haul videos, but I'm not sure how many people are actually interested in seeing more haul videos. So please let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see an AR haul video, and I will totally do that because I really enjoyed doing my last haul video, but I know that people weren't as into the haul videos. But anyway, long story short, if you guys want to see what I got from AR, please let me know. It'll be good. Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and that you guys have a great rest of your week. But until then, Panda Faces, as usual, please be sure to take care. Bye!